All right, well, good morning, everyone. It's another wonderful Monday morning here at Health Plan Markets. Today is February 28th, 2022. It's the last day of the month, and you know what that means. Last day to get your prospects loaded in for 3-1 effectives. So I don't blame you if you gotta jump off early to help a client. We understand, but thank you very much for taking time to be on this call this morning. As you know, these calls are being recorded, so if there's a day where a client needs to see you at 9 o'clock, please serve your clients first. So we appreciate that. And as we always start, why are we here? We're here to improve the lives of our community with affordable health care. So thanks again for being a part of that mission, and thank you for all you do, including perfecting your craft and educating yourself and getting better and better and better every week so you can serve your clients best. So how do we do that? We jump into the training calendar. So let's go ahead and look at what's happening this week at HPM. So those of you that are online, you can see my screen. If you're joining us by phone, just remember that we do have a video call link as well, so you can follow us along online if you have a chance in the future. So this morning at 9 o'clock, Freedom is distributing DSNP and CSNP information at the Panera Bread. That's in Winter Garden. So he'll be there until 10 o'clock. So if you're in the West Orlando area, make your way on over to Winter Garden, and I believe it's Mitesh will be there to help you out with DSNP and CSNP information. Good news is over the weekend they opened up the express lanes on I-4, so hopefully that'll help you get there faster. We'll see. All right, moving on. This morning is very busy, so there is a devoted partnering with providers training. So those of you that have been asking about doctor training, we are building that out as well. Nick and myself will be building out a training, but just as a Band-Aid, Devoted is doing a provider training this morning at 10 a.m. So if you want to jump into that, that is great training. We really value our providers and the doctors and ensuring that you know how their business works. So that's today at 10 o'clock. Also at 10 o'clock, we have rolled out our brand new Marketing Match webinar, our Marketing Match program. We're going to talk a little bit about it this morning. And basically, it's a 50-50 match. If you are an agent with Health Plan Markets, we're going to work with you on that. But if you do have a manager, or if you're working with your agency, please get with your agency owner, your principal there, or your manager at your agency and talk to them about how this program can work for you, because there is going to be a little bit of detail in that. But if you're interested in learning how that works at Health Plan Markets, we're going to have several sessions this week. The first one is this morning at 10 o'clock. We're also doing another one tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Wednesday, we're doing one at 11:30. We're skipping Thursday, and then Friday morning at 9:30. We're also hosting a Saturday session at 9 o'clock. So this week is going to be a busy week for that Marketing Match program. If you're interested in doing that, jump on in. Clever Care Agent Training. This is for those folks in California. Clever Care is doing an agent training this morning at 11 o'clock, so you can jump into that. Advisor training with Sergio, Victor, and Nick. Big one, big one. This is a virtual one. If you're kind of lost, not really knowing what to do, what's the next step, or if you've hit a plateau, or you just need a little TLC or some coaching, Sergio, Victor, and Nick are hosting a virtual training. You can join that Google Meet today at noon. So that'll be a fun one. So, question, comments, rude remarks, let those boys have it, okay? We want to help you grow. All right, another training today at 1 o'clock, ACA training. If you are new to it or wanting to get a refresher, that's today at 1 o'clock. Clever RX at 3 o'clock, that's the discount prescription drug program. And then we're doing HBM shop training at 7 p.m. tonight. So lots of those going on. I'm not going to repeat a bunch of those because they're all over the calendar here, but just know that those webinars are still happening. And I do want to make sure that everyone has a chance to jump in those. So if you haven't had a chance yet, they are still rolling. All right, tomorrow at noon, WellCare, new agent training. If you are new to WellCare, if you haven't sold it in a while and you want to get a refresher, jump there tomorrow at 12:30. That's going to be important for you. Moving on to Wednesday, Humana, 10-step sales enrollment process. Now we have a training also for sales process This one's specifically for Humana, which is, always a leader when it comes to sales strategy and helping you out with that. But if you need a refresher on sales steps, very, very important. We've had a couple of missteps, a couple of boo-boos throughout AEP. Those have been corrected, and I appreciate my team, Jessica, Tom. Thank you guys for making sure that everybody's staying compliant. But we do know that sometimes we make a mistake, or we just need to do a little better job at just, covering ourselves when we're with clients, because sometimes, clients get a little crazy, or they're guided or misguided by the wrong individuals. So there's some things that you might want to do in that sales process that can eliminate some of these compliance issues. So jump in there. That's 10 steps sales enrollment process with Humana on Wednesday at 11. On Thursday, Devoted's doing their coffee and chat session, this one for the Jax market, but anyone is welcome to join. That's at 11:30. We are doing our Clever RX at 12 and another HPM shop training at 1 on Thursday, and then a deep dive with HPM shop at 7 p.m. on Thursday. Moving on to Friday, we've got those webinars, so I'll continue to repeat that. Remember, ACA training, we've got one on 4:30, and we are doing Saturday sessions for our webinars as well. So if you are interested, or you just don't have time during the week, we have set up some Saturday and evening sessions for you guys, so that way you guys have the ability to jump in to one of those webinars, so you're staying up to date. So that is the training for the week. Remember, guys, we always have to keep one foot in the classroom and the other one in the field at all times. We are professionals here, and the only way to remain professional and on top of your craft is to ensure that you are keeping yourself sharp, 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 and you got to do that through training. So thank you for doing that. One thing I want to share with you guys this morning is, we've had some team members join us, and I know that a lot of you are still coming to me, my legacy folks, and I appreciate everyone coming to me, and my phone is always open, and my text messages are always open, and my email is always open. But I am ending up, what's happening with me is I'm ending up bottlenecking the company, because I'm getting behind on the projects that I have on my plate. And that's a disservice to you. And I want to make sure that I'm serving you best in class. And sometimes personally, I'm not able to do that. So that's why we have a team here at HPM. But I do want to go through the team members and their roles at HPM this morning, so everyone has a clearer picture on who they can turn to if you have an issue at hand, okay? So outside of myself, because sometimes I know that I'm taking some time to get back to some of you guys, but I just want to make sure that that you know who your team members are, okay? So first up, obviously me, I'm overseeing health plan markets. I am still in charge of commissions and commission issues. So if you do have commissions and commission issues, please make sure that you send those to me direct, obviously. But please also copy Sergio, because I want to make sure he's in the mix, because he's there to spot trends and ensure that, if there is something that he needs to address with a carrier, and he has meetings coming up with these carriers, he can bring that up. So that's really important. Sergio is our Vice President of Sales and Marketing, and he's going to take care of all things sales, all things marketing, advertising. He's also taking care of carrier relationships and obviously relationships with you. And as an agency owner, if you're out there, agency owners, he is overseeing that for the moment. We did have an individual that was helping us last year. We are looking to possibly have somebody come on board to help him out with that as well, just to give you guys some more TLC. That's what it's all about. But marketing, advertising, and sales is Sergio's realm. But he has a team behind him as well. So if he does get jammed up, don't forget about Victor and Nick. So Victor is his direct support. Our HPM agents, Victor's there obviously to help you in all things sales, training, and he is also helping Sergio with agency owner relationships as well. So if you hear from Victor, don't be scared. He's there to help you with your agency and growth there. But let's not forget Nick. Nick is our Director of Provider Relations and Business Development. And he has some really great insight, obviously with the provider side, but He's got some really great insights on how agents are operating right now out there. So any type of special project you might have, or if you need help getting into a doctor's office, or you're thinking about strategies and you're not really knowing what to do, Nick is there to help. So anything doctor related, or if you think you got a special project on your hands, I think Nick can help you with that. But that's the top level there. I also want to share with you, you've got Jessica as our contracting manager. All of you should know Jessica. She is in charge of all of the contracting, licensing, certification, and compliance. She's helping with compliance these days. But we now have help for Jessica. So we have Sam Diaz, who is our contracting specialist, and she's assisting Jessica specifically with the contracting and licensing. So if you hear from either Jessica or Sam regarding your contracts, licensing, certifications, and so on, that's the team there. So just want to outline that. So if you're used to hearing from Jessica and she's not responding as quick as she could be because she's working, we all know that sometimes these folks get busy. Don't forget about Sam. Sam's there to reach out and she can help as best she can. Okay. Of course, we've got our lovely Cindy Samuel, who's helping us with our events. Does a lot of things to support myself, Sergio, and Nick and Victor as well, as far as the administration and executive support. But she's also here to assist you in agent support. So if you need kits or supplies, or if you need to place an order for business cards or things like that, get with Cindy. I know some of you are already working with her, but I don't want you to forget that she's there to help. John is our IT manager, software leads, reporting, and data. He's going to help with your CRM integrations. He's going to help with Connecture, your HPM shop. He's going to help with all of those things that are tech involved, or integrations thereof, emails, things like that. He's there to assist you. But John has incredible knowledge in our business because he's very attuned to what you guys are doing and how you're using the tech to grow your book of business and manage your book of business. All right. So we've got Casey Asdot Jacobs. Yes, this is my wife. She is helping us with social media managing. She's got our social posts going. She's doing our video production, and she's also assisting in the event coordination as well. So on top of raising our 6-month-old, she's doing a lot right now. So she's been an incredible boost for our social media presence. But I want to bring up Casey because I know only a select few of you have really accessed her as a resource at Health Plan Markets. So if you're doing events and if you've got pictures and videos, or if you've got an event upcoming and you want to promote it, you want to shoot this over to Casey so that way she can promote it on our Facebook, our Instagram, and anywhere else she might be, loading these events and promotional items. I know we've had a couple of folks take advantage of her as far as the resources go here at HPM. And she's been posting some really great results at doctor's offices. We've seen some great videos. We've seen some great pictures of events and health fairs. But even if you want to step up your social media game and you need some guidance, some consulting work done on your social media, she can definitely do it for you and kind of guide you on what you need to be doing to grow your following there. So that's Casey, and that's what she does there. Moving on to Kim. Kim Rivers is our agent support. She is managing the incoming leads, appointment setting for those of you that are working with her to manage your clients. She can help you set appointments with your clients, reaching back out to them, ensuring that everything is kosher, and making sure that your clients are staying on the books. And she's also helping us out with some administration stuff as well. She is working from home full time, but she is still available to assist you. So don't forget about Kim there. We've got Tom Ryan. He is our training and coach consultant. And I really want to stress how knowledgeable Tom is in the business on both the Medicare side and the individual and family side as well. He's served both sides at his previous role at a health plan. But if you need some additional help coaching, if you're just not grasping certain concepts or you just need a little bit more TLC, Tom has been very, very patient and you can book an appointment with him, and he'll go through what's, whether it's strategy, whether it's, understanding certain concepts, LAS, Medicaid, working with doctors, which health plans you should be selling, all of those things. He's got a well-rounded view of our industry, and he's another resource that you can spend some extra time as a coach to kind of get you up on your game. So, thank you, Tom, for helping us out there. And then last but not least, I don't have a picture for him because he's always in and out, but Mr. Fernando Liano Jr. has been helping us with helping John with the IT data and reporting. He is part-time right now, but he's there. So if you hear from Fernando, he's there for support. So that's our team. I wanted to go through that because I know that we haven't gone through the team in a while, and I want to ensure that everyone has their information as well. And I see Gail's asking for Casey's email. Absolutely. And I'm going to type it in the chat. It is casdot@askhpm.com. I'm going to put it in the chat here for you guys as well. But if you don't have a chance to jot that down, if you're driving, just reach out to any HPM teammate, and we will get you that contact information as well. But she's there to help. We're all here to help. That's the bottom line. All right, so let's switch gears here, talking about HRA, health risk assessment forms. Health risk assessment forms, I have seen the stats on certain carriers and companies, and we were sharing some stats on Friday with the team about who's utilizing the HRA feature on HPM Shop. And I know that the consensus is, hey, not every HRA form for every carrier is loaded onto HPM Shop. And we realize that. And that's not there's not much we can do about that because it is the carriers allowing us to add their HRA forms to that software enrollment system. But I do have good news. More carriers for 2023 are going to be participating in the HRA form. Some of them are going to start baking it in like Devoted's. But when we were looking at the stats, we realized that only 23% of the enrollments through our system include an HRA form. So, I mean, we're looking at almost 70% over 70% of applications are coming in without an HRA form. Now, we understand that you might be bouncing out to other sites, but even if it's that at half of that, guys, I really want to ensure that you're not missing out on the HRA opportunity within HPM Shop. Yes, you can earn some additional money doing an HRA form. I get that. Yes, that's really not the most important part of this. Okay. Yes, you get an extra $50, $60, $70, whatever it is, depending on that HRA form and the carrier. And yes, it takes an extra 5, 10, 15 minutes to get that completed. But here's the true value on this, and I want to stress this today. Health risk assessments forms. What is this? Okay. What this is basically a snapshot of your member's health at the time that you're enrolling them in the health plan. Okay. So you're taking a snapshot of the member's health at the time of enrollment. Why does that matter? Okay. Now, when you do that, that information upon enrollment is then transmitted to the primary care doctor. The primary care doctor, when they have that information, gives them a running start to help their member improve their health care. Okay. So if the HRA member comes in, or the HRA form comes in with the member, they already know what medications the person's taking. They already know the condition they're in. Do they have diabetes? How bad is it? Is it under control? Do they have neuropathy with their diabetes? What's going on? Are they seeing any specialists? How often have they been to the hospital? So you can gauge how sick they are. And this helps them gauge where are they putting them as far as priority in their patient list, right? Now, that's incredible information, right? Now, if you do not do an HRA form, it puts your member at somewhat of a disadvantage when they enter that primary care doctor, because now they've got to do all of that discovery on the first visit. So they're going to waste the first 15 or 20 minutes doing the HRA form on the first minute. And then they're going to proceed with the first visit, which they might only have 10 minutes left in the visit. And so that's one part of it. But here's the other part of it. The health plans are relying on you to help them improve their star rating. Yes, I said the health plans are depending on you, the agent. You, the agent, control the star ratings. And this is how you control the star ratings, is by doing HRA forms. If you want to see more 5-star plans, if you want to see more year-round enrollment opportunities, then you must help complete the HRA forms, because the HRA form information that comes into the doctor is then processed, and that's how the doctors receive their star ratings, which then impact the health plan's star ratings. So yes, doctors have star ratings, health plans have star ratings, and hospital systems have star ratings. All of three of those organizations are graded by CMS, okay? So if the doctor's missing information, it gives them a disadvantage, and now they've got to go back and collect that information. And here's something interesting to know. The HRA information and the patient information could lapse up to 18 months. So the patient that you're bringing in today, the doctor's not going to get paid until next year. So that's really interesting. But it gets delayed even further if they don't have a full snapshot or a full picture of what's happening with your member. So if you want to help improve the star ratings, if you want to see more 5-star plans, then it's essential that you complete an HRA form for each and every one of your members when possible. Okay. Now, HBM Shop has that capability on many of the major carriers, and so don't skip over that. Okay, go in and explore the health risk assessment and get that done. I think it's really important. So speaking of HBM Shop, I am going to switch over to getting in there, wherever it is. And we're going to talk about ready to sell. And this seems to be a hot topic these days. But in HPM Shop, I do want to stress one thing. It is your responsibility as an agent. It's in your license. It's in your agreement with the state. It is your responsibility to ensure that you are properly licensed, certified, and appointed for each carrier in each state. It is your responsibility. Now, at Health Plan Markets, we are here to assist you. We are here to serve you and help you with those things, but it is ultimately your license and it is your responsibility. Okay? So using HPM Shop, I'm going to show you how to check your ready to sell notifications. We're going to scroll down here. So the first thing is you're going to look for your name and you're going to go to account overview. So you drop down name, account overview, and if you see your face, you're in the right place. All right. You're going to scroll down to the bottom, and at the bottom, it's going to show you the active selling permissions. And this is going to show you every plan and every state that you have your permissions loaded in HPM Shop. Okay. Now, we keep this protected because there have been issues in the past, and it's very important that you check this list. I would recommend that you check this list, especially if you're adding a new state. So for instance, if you're adding in Tennessee, you want to make sure that you have your Tennessee appointments. Now, it doesn't automatically get transferred to every carrier. So it's really important that you guys pay attention to that and ensure that you're checking your ready to sell notifications. And this is a great place to do it right here on HPM Shop. Okay. So again, from the home page, you're going to click your name at the top right corner. You're going to select account overview. And then this is what it looks like. And you're going to scroll all the way down and you just go through there and you can check. Now there's pages on the bottom here so you can scroll through. You can see all your active selling permissions for all the carriers across the country. Okay. So please take a moment to do that. Ensure that all of your carriers, because the last thing you want is like, hey, why isn't my Devoted showing up? Why isn't my WellCare showing up? Well, it's not showing up because we haven't loaded the permissions yet. Well, why haven't you loaded the permissions? Well, because you haven't told us that you're ready to sell. Well, I was ready to sell. Yes, but were you ready to sell in that state? Were you appointed in that state? And did you send us proof that you are appointed in that state? If the answer is no, then that's why the active permissions haven't been loaded. Okay. So please take time to review that. And it's a great opportunity for you just to see, how to get into those active selling permissions and know what you're doing there. Okay. All right. Just a quick reminder here too, internally, we have our gala that's coming up on March 23rd, and we are opening it up to all of you. All of you should have received an email invitation, a text message invitation, and we would like to invite you to our HPM Gala. This is our Agent Appreciation and Awards Gala. We are going to have a good time with dinner, drinks, music, dancing, door prizes, raffles, awards, and more. If you haven't RSVP'd, this is your reminder that we're closing RSVP here on March 7th, I believe. So just please make sure that you RSVP before then, because if you don't, we are filling this up pretty quick here. We've got some great sponsors here that are going to be there to talk your ear off, and obviously, convince you to sell their product. But anyway, it's a good way to build relationships, with folks like Centerwell, with folks like Humana, with WellCare. All these guys are going to be there, so you can talk to them, build a strong relationship, so you can improve your book of business. Okay, that's what it's all about. But most importantly, this is an appreciation, and we really want to ensure that you guys have a good time. But please don't forget about reserving your spot now, because that time is filling up. Okay. All right. Last thing was a request from Mr. Kelly Harrington, and I'm going to unmute. I'm going to ask to unmute your phone, Kelly, because Kelly was asking about home health agencies, and he sent me a document, which is just a snapshot of what most of the carriers cover. This example is from Freedom, and so Kelly, can you hear us? Okay.
I can hear you.
All right, perfect. So, so you had a question for me, and you're like, "Hey, we should really talk about this on the Monday call." Do you want to give everybody kind of a jump start on what we were talking about?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Justin. If I recall, I had a specific issue with a member who was coming out of the hospital. He lives alone, and he was not going to be able to continue to just take care of himself and really perform most of the activities of daily living. So I jumped into researching what benefits with Freedom were allowed, and I come to find out that in their you have to dig a little deeper with the for heaven's sakes, what is it called, Justin? I'm sorry.
The summary of benefits, evidence of coverage.
Evidence of coverage. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Where things are more detailed explained. And I can't remember the exact page number. I want to say it was maybe page 71 or something. I found it. I took a snapshot of it to keep.
Yeah, I got it on the screen here. 77. You're really close. Good job.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So, it is a benefit that's there for our members should they need it. And of course, they have to go through the standard process of getting a referral from their primary doctor. And they have to meet certain criteria as it's described in there. Maybe they can't leave their home. They can't drive. They can't, do anything for themselves for the most part, just for a temporary period of time. And it could be an ongoing long-term chronic condition, whatever the case might be. But it is available. So when you have a member that really is in dire straits and needs help, and of course, they can't go to a long-term care facility. They're not allowed to stay in a skilled nursing rehab facility any longer. They've been released. Now they go home. Well, there is benefits, and it's a zero copay, as it describes there, I found out. And it's up to like 35 hours per week, no more than 8 hours per day. And it really can help them with light house duty chores, maybe some cooking. It's just a variety of services that they can have at their disposal. And I just wanted to bring that up to you and maybe share that with the team that if you ever have a case like that, well, dig into the evidence of coverage, find the proof, coach your member as to what they need to do, maybe a 3-way call to their provider, whatever the case might be. But it has to start from the PCP that has to execute the referral for that. And then typically after that, as people may or may not know, it goes to a case manager where they'll be evaluated and determined, if they're a candidate for that benefit.
Awesome. Yeah. And just so you guys know, he's referring to the benefit Home Health Agency Care. And in Freedom's evidence of coverage this year, it's on page 77, and he's just using that as an example. But all companies have a home health agency benefit, but you have to pay attention because it does vary per carrier. Now, we've been seeing some ancillary benefits come in, and I think I can't remember the name of WellCare's new one. It's like Papa Cares or something like that. But basically, that's in addition to the home health agency care. You can access those ancillary benefits where somebody else comes in as well. But that's separate from this home health agency care benefit. But I do want to read it to everyone really quick while I have you guys, because it is important and it's short. It's not too bad. So under the benefit itself, it says prior to receiving home health services, a doctor must certify that you need home health services and will order home health services to be provided by a home health agency. You must be homebound, which means leaving home is a major effort. So that has to be determined by the doctor. Covered services included, but are not limited to part-time or intermediate skilled nursing and home health aid services. And that's to be covered under the home health care benefit. Your skilled nursing and home health aid services combined must total fewer than 8 hours per day and 35 hours per week. So less than 8 hours a day and less than 35 hours per week. But still, that's a lot of time. And that's pretty incredible. Physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy, medical and social services are also included, and medical equipment and supplies are also included. Now, under the benefit itself, just keep in mind, authorization may be required, but there is a $0 copayment for each Medicare-covered home health visit. All right, last part of this. Additional copayments and coinsurances may apply for medical equipment and supplies and social services provided by the home health agency. Please see the durable medical equipment for applicable coinsurance. So the visit's covered at $0, but if they do supply equipment and supplies, you might be hit with a coinsurance or a copayment. So just keep that in mind. But like Kelly said, the biggest part of that is running it through the primary care doctor, having a relationship with the primary care doctor. And especially if they're a new patient, like I had described before, there's nothing better than including an HRA, a health risk assessment form, on that first visit. So, Kelly, thank you for bringing that up to everybody. I think that's a really big piece on that. Is there anything else you wanted to include on that part of it?
Maybe just one more piece, and Mike Daniels can substantiate this. I think it's really important when we're closing up the sale with a member, whether it be over the phone or face-to-face, that we're just sewing it up by telling the member to please call me. Don't allow these 800 toll-free numbers to manipulate them or to get them to call somebody else for these questions that they may have. Call me, so that way I can be the advocate for you and hold your hand through the process.
Awesome. Now, I have a secret weapon here, and I just realized this. Nick just sent me a message. He was actually in home health care for 5 years. So, Nick, do you want to give some insight on this?
Yeah, sure. So, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, great.
All right. So, yeah, I was the marketing rep for home healthcare companies when I lived back in West Virginia, and then for about a year and a half when I moved down here in Florida. I also worked in home health, and I also have my brother is a regional manager, just moved to Florida this weekend for a company called LHC Group, which is like one of the top companies in home health. So if we have any questions on home health, call Justin. Don't call Justin. Call me or whoever Justin probably wants to call.
You can call me. You can call me. It might take a while,
but I can get you the direct answer. I can tell you that a lot of these home healthcare companies, they make more money off of straight Medicare patients. And that's what a lot of them want, is straight Medicare, because they'll get paid roughly about $3,000 for a 30-day stint. That the part in here where it says 8 hours per day, you're never going to see them do 8 hours in a patient's home. They come in, they do their nursing, they do their physical therapy. They might have somebody else come in and do like a bathing or something like that. or a wound care, but then they're out. To be home health qualified, you have to, it is a tasking effort to leave the home, is the words that a doctor should write on the order for ordering home health. And what that means is, okay, so somebody can walk fine, but maybe they fell last week and they're having an issue and they broke their wrist. Well, that could still be a tasking effort to leave the house if they use a cane, because now they can't put pressure on that cane to walk out of the house. So that's the words that they're looking for, a tasking effort. It doesn't mean that they can't leave the house. They can still go get their hair done. They can still go to church. They can do light grocery shopping. If they need to run down and get a gallon of milk, they shouldn't be at Walmart walking around for an hour doing their weekly grocery shopping. But there's little caveats to it and ways to get around that. And basically, once the patient plateaus, meaning that they're not going to get any better, then that's when the home health has to come out. And you'll see a revolving cycle with these home health care companies. They come in, they go out. They're good for 3 months and then they fall again and so forth. So anyways, if you ever have any home health care questions, don't hesitate, give me a shout. The plan is the plan, obviously, but at the end of the day, that's what they're looking for to help be qualified for home health. So,
do you have any experience seeing the Medicare supplements on that side of it too? Because I know that Medicare pays first, and then the supplement comes in. Is it easier, quicker, faster, or is it more complex, or what have you seen on that side of it?
The main thing that they go after, and the way these companies work is, and in Florida, there's tons of home health care companies. In some states, they regulate, so there's only a handful of home health care companies. They have a certificate of need, and then maybe only let 5 home health care agencies operate in that county. In Florida, if Kelly and I want to go open up a home health care company, we could go do it. And there could be 200 of us in a county. And for instance, I know in Tampa, there's about 400 home health care companies. Okay? It's crazy. So what they focus on is, and they have to take all plans, but the reverse of that is they take them all, but they don't have to see them all. So while you'll call them and say, hey, is Freedom in your network? Yeah, it's in their network, but they don't have to take a Freedom if they don't want to. So what they'll do to keep their books in the right direction is they have a formula, and for every 100 straight Medicare patients that they have, they might take 5 Freedom, or they might take, and I'm just using Freedom for an example here. It's any of them. They want the straight Medicare patients.
Okay. So, and that includes Medicare supplement.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So you would say it's easier for folks to get in with a Medicare supplement than a Medicare Advantage plan.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
That's the big thing, because the insurance companies will regulate how many visits they get. So Medicare will front load it, and they'll give you pretty much unlimited whatever you need for as long as you're improving.
Right.
The other companies, like you'll see here, is they limit it to the amount of visits based off of what is going on with that patient. So if they had a total knee replacement, they're going to give them more than if they just maybe twisted an ankle or something like that, obviously.
Right.
But it's up to the insurance company to put that figure on there and say, hey, you have 10 visits, or hey, you have 30 visits. So.
Got it. No, that's super helpful. I appreciate that insight. And Kelly, thank you for bringing that up and your position on that and your experience with that. We really appreciate it. I know, Nick, you've already helped one person on this call, so that's good. And I hope everyone takes value in that. So home health agency, I know, is always kind of sticky. And then one day we'll talk about long-term care and long-term care diversion, which is a very different animal than what we discussed here today. Because what we're talking about is short, home health aid, just, It's really just designed to get them through a certain point, not designed for long-term care. And that's something totally different. Yeah.
And this is different than your helping angels and things like that. This home health is a skilled service. So it has to be something that an RN has to do.
Right.
It can't just be, hey, I need somebody to come help me dust and make my bed every morning. It's not that. So
yeah,
I can get somebody to come and speak on it too if we want down the road.
Yeah, that might be good if we bump into somebody. That would be great. Love to have guest speakers. Awesome. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate that. Okay, guys, we are at 9:42, and thank you guys for sticking around on the call. I really do hope that everyone's taken, a little tidbit and improved their knowledge base on what we do here at Health Plan Markets. If you do have any suggestions like Kelly, you can shoot me an email or a text message or a flare, whatever, and you're like, hey, I really need help on this topic, and we will do our best to tackle it on this call, in the 15-20 minutes that we normally have, to discuss those types of topics. But if it's something super hot, super big, we can definitely, think about creating a dedicated training for as well. But I don't know unless I know. So that what I mean by that is please let me know if you do need help understanding a new topic, or you do want us to cover something additional, because we are very, very happy to help you with that. All right. Well, we are at the top of the hour. I really appreciate everyone being on the call. We will be here next Monday. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Be safe out there, and good luck closing the month. Take care, everybody.